and how frustrating for attacking teams it can be to break open.
And they haven't even gotten a chance, the Dragons, to really make things go, and they're going to use Transcendence here. When Bishu uses the self-destruct, and that's not going to keep anybody out, so you burn through the Transcendence, you don't have that. I was going to say, I was going to stay in this.
So Dia respawned and came back in on Tracer here, but it's Ado with the Genji. Dragon Blade claims one. He's looking for more, and Hydration was in the way. It'll be a D-suit here, and that extra kill on the Junkrat. So very good foray for Ado with the Dragon Blade. That will give the Dragons this point. I like the Dia switched over to the Tracer after they broke into that first point, because the Gladiators were breaking line of sight, Matt. They were sitting off in that little room, so Widowmaker's not going to have any shots. Switch to the Tracer. It's going to take fire for the time being. Again, keep his distance, only go in when he can get a sure kill. And it was Shawford to drop the bomb, and Ado, it wasn't even a stick. He sort of bumbled his way on top of that explosive, and now Dia has to rescue the Dragons with the help of Geggery once again. But they're outnumbered, man. They're starting to fall back.
Yeah, the Gladiators should be able to hold on here. Even point B on Anub is so difficult to take. Then a few of the members for the Gladiators will push on forward. A few will go back towards the spawn. As you're probably going to see some changes. Hydration will go back to Junkrat. Man, Dia's Pulse Bomb. This is what really gave them the opportunity to take this. Let's get a look at it. Okay, so...
Oh, you got an Angels!
Yeah, it goes on to Big Goose. I was like, there's no way this connected on the going to get another Transcendence. The issue is Hydration has his Riptire.
Now, man, let's see what that does. It gets two. Dia and Fearless are down now, and I'm quite sure that Five King would love to get a Resurrect on these guys, but Ado now needs to respond back. Fire some more shots across the bow, but it's only Hydration going down. Hydration's already done his job in this fight. He already got those two big kills with the Riptire. Transcendence is there. Like you said, it would be mapped, but it wasn't quite in time with the Dragon Blade from Ado. So difficult for the Dragons to capitalize on the extra healing. Over time, yeah, it's done. Fearless can't get there in time. And the Dragons have to settle for 2 ticks on that point. Gonna get dived on now. The problem is he's forced out of position. He can't even repel across because he's got tanks in his way. He attempts to. 40 HP being chased though down. And of course, he's not gonna be let to get away with this one alive. A lot of healing being poured into him at the time. But Five King wasn't able to keep him alive. And that'll be a very quick deconstruction of the Shanghai Dragons' defensive setup on point A.
And Dia had Ado over there. They thought the Junkrat damage would be enough for those players coming in towards the high ground, but Surefour actually comes up the staircase through that mega health pack room, and then when those players are forced back into there, Surefour's just behind on Tracer. No.
Fearless survives for the time being, and Surefour has to recall out of the fight. Dragon Blade time, though we know what Hydration does with these. Finds Five King, and just turns around against Dia as well. She's like a very casual 180, but he managed to find that kill. Now Fearless with the primal rage to stall. Five King on the Lucio to come back in, and Freefall doesn't even get out of his spawn.
Just looks like a matter of time now, Mitch, right? Everybody falling now for the Dragons. Fearless comes out of Primal Rage. He'll drop just Geguri in Dia here by the point. Dia's already used his recall, so as soon as he comes out, he's going to be dead.
Yeah, tough times now. Ado trying to come in. He dashes across the point. The Transcendence comes in for free fill, and he manages to benefit from it. Now for the Dragon Blade, he takes to the skies. He descends and removes Remix with one cleave. But Hydration was there to find him. The Transcendence only lasts that short period of time. He needed more of it. And now it's the Dragon Blade from Hydration. So much Genji work going on at this point. But Hydration pulls up short. His dash doesn't take him the full distance, so he has to reflect and then jump back into the fray. Try and get some easier damage. Can't go too deep now for those forays. The self-destruct on the point. The Dragons are doing a decent job of stalling this out, man.
Yeah, this fight is going on forever right now. Big Goose using Valkyrie to keep everybody topped up in terms of healing. Remix using Primal Rage. And that will be it. It'll be the Los Angeles Gladiators. They have to get a touch. Surefour will jump on there with Remix.
Dia now stymied heavily by the shielding. It's tough for 76 to get damage done with them. But Remix goes down early on. He goes too far. Ado picks him up. And that's a pulse from him for the Tracer. Special delivery, but it doesn't connect. It was a stationary object, but he didn't manage to get the stick. Big Goose was going for the Resurrect, and he will get it. And this is going to let the Gladiators back into the fight, potentially. Surefour dealt with Dia, and then Bishu does get flattened by Fearless, and that's a good clean up there. That was looking a little bit scary for a moment. Silk Thread for the time being with Irene's, but that's a Transcendence, so that's going to be the starter's pistol for the fight to begin. And look at this, Ado's out of position, he couldn't join the rest of his team. Fearless also couldn't assist, but he's going for the back cap right now. The Shanghai Dragons, Winston is trying to push the payload across the line. He almost got it there, but now the rest of the Gladiators have responded. They've moved back into position. Big Goose is down. Surefour over the payload here, and he and Bishu are just going to sit tight now. In overtime, Fearless has to go back to the payload. very quickly. He has a little bit of time. It takes a while for that to decay in the early stages, and that's pretty big from Fearless, getting rid of Bishu now. Dia coming with a tactical visor. It's all open area right now. That bubble's not going to last forever, and Dia isn't able to cut through it with the tactical visor.
The tactical visor, though, forces some members of the Gladiators away, which allows them to res Fearless, so you have your main tank back in the fight. They need to keep 5 King alive, though, so close to Valkyrie, needs to pop it as soon as he gets it.
2.5 meters, but have the Dragons run out of fuel. Gregory getting de-suited, and the Pulse Bomb's going to make sure the kill is completed. The Dragons, health packs being used. Bishu's already dropped into the backline here. It's tough to watch, but he's looking straight for Fearless. The micro rockets there, obviously on live. Diva's doing less impact damage and also less damage with her micro rockets on this patch. She's still very deadly. A lot of burst available from her.
It was actually a really nice play by Silk Thread to set that up. You notice he goes in, and then the rest of the Dragons jump back to him as soon as he gets to the corner of the point, translocates it around immediately. That gave his team so much space to basically get onto the point for free there.
Yeah, Bishu now, we've been on board with him for most of the time, and you can see him very often using his mobility to his advantage. 5 King is not going to be getting away. Again, he's just sort of prolonging things. Surefort didn't even want to use a blink to make sure he wouldn't fall. Benefit from it, Matt, and Silk Thread gets nothing with the tactical visor. The Dragons are looking so hard to break right now.
Yeah, they were playing around their Transcendence were the Gladiators. Didn't work out there, but now they come in with Valkyrie. They may be able to close it out here. Otto getting close to a blade. He's going to use it, but so low on HP. The Gladiators barely will get point 2 and take our second map. No 76, no real hit scan pressure to get hydration out of the sky.
Correct
they
hit.
need to force him onto the point. He takes out Otto.
Pulse Bomb dropped in again, Surefort. This time it claims 5 King. It wasn't a stick, but it was close enough. 5 King wasn't able to get out of position in time. Now the Gladiators, this is all well and good to be winning a fight, but they need to take the point. And Dia's made this a little bit harder for them now by removing Bishu and hydration in sequence from the equation. Bit of a slap there. It's going to enable Gregory to be taken down by short margin. Only 4%, and the Dragons will have it.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to demech Bishu there, and they didn't get aggressive and push all the way through.
Right.
Doesn't matter, the Gladiators don't get to the point. I see a Riptire come in here for hydration, but
You'd be right.
Dia's been a huge difference maker here for the Dragons. Bigaguri takes out hydration's Riptire, but a few kills now will go in favor of the Gladiators. Big Goose using Valkyrie to secure the point, but
He's going to cut it down. He tries to put it through a very narrow aperture. It's an easy pick-off for the Zenyatta. Transcendence is on the point now. Remember, Riptide doesn't give a damn about it. He goes in. He's actually only got himself the supercharge hydration with that ultimate, so not as effective as he would have liked. The Hulk there was shot a little bit too far out by Fearless to pull people off the point, but Surefort, again, uncontested, free to roam and reign as he pleases. It's just too easy for the Widowmaker now. When there's no one putting pressure on you, it's 99%, and overtime is over.
The Dragons were so close to setting up a really nice... It's what I was trying to talk to them about before. It's a punishment of the tanks, so they try and go in a little bit too deep.
Hydration could have been waiting for him there as well, just assassinating him with a double mine. And you can see the Bishop actually commit the Transcendence to this fight, when theoretically they're in a 4v6 scenario, perhaps expecting that they can sort of rewrite this ship, but there is still 4 players for the Gladiators up here. Fearless goes down. Dia now with a tactical visor, normally a good fight finisher if I've ever seen one. And Giannis is going to force the Gladiators away. Hydration, though, is returned to the point on the Doomfist, though. Dia's not aware of this, and Surefort's chased him down. Hydration, though, very low on HP. And there's still 2 supports and a tank there. In their backline, sound barrier here. 4 players from the Gladiators get that. Surefort doesn't benefit from it, but no one's really paying any attention to him right now, which may be the undoing of the Dragons.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for Shanghai to come back into this fight, Mitch. Dia on the point, Otto and 5 King. Every time they get off, overtime just burning down so fast. All 6 members of the Gladiators are alive here, and there it is. Overtime will burn down. It'll be the Los Angeles Gladiators who take this series.
Problem is, his diet didn't actually yield any early picks for the Dragons. He was looking for Shaz, he didn't get him, but Gregory's going to fix that nicely. She gets the D-suit and 2 kills. Big Goose and Silk Thread are down. So that Mercy there that we're hoping to see a Valkyrie from for Gladiators, now taken out of the picture. Perfect start to the fight. It's not that common. You see a Diva self-destruct be your saving grace. You're a Philadelphia fan from stage 1. But still, that was just what the doctor ordered for the Dragons in lieu of the dive not really working out.
That is huge. We can take a look at this as well.
Oh my god.
There's the mech. See
Transcendence?
Shaz uses the Transcendence there, obviously.
That dive, for the most part, is actually sort of able to be fairly straightforward. You know, Dia's going to play it as a solo player around the map, but he's actually been getting involved in a lot of these fights. Notice his positioning now. The cleanup's going to be pretty gnarly. Geggery gets desuited. Big Goose now, I think he was trying to actually get a resurrect there through the Transcendence, but he couldn't. Perhaps he was interrupted, despite the Transcendence sort of being in effect there. And the Dragons are very close. 0.23 meters away from the point now. Vishu trying to keep it held up, but he can't. And the Dragons will have a tilt. That's, you know, enemy main tanks as well. Get up close to Reming, start to pressure the Winston away from her backline. Surefour though deals with Fearless. You can see Dia goes very deep and is forced to recall out pretty quickly. Self-destruct thrown in, not nearly as impressive as Geggery's earlier on, but she now doesn't have the opportunity to go for that. She gets desuited, pushed back. Flashbang doesn't connect with Fire King, but he can't get close enough to the payload, and Silk's trying to chase all the way down to deal with free feel. And for the Shanghai Dragons, a result like this...
Which usually you would see, like, Mercy in this situation. Freefield has no chance to live there. There's no one even close to him. I mean,
no, he didn't have any support. You can't expect Geggery to peel from when she's already diving at the time as well. So a little bit tough there. Perhaps decision-making forks could have been better navigated, but regardless, Otto there, can't block lightning, my friend. And Silk finishes him off after the reflect phase is up.
I mean, how would you have liked to
veered off to the left after his Transcendence had expired? But Surefour, Matt, is sitting on the left here of Otto and has so much room to breathe. You see he just domes that Genji. Gets a little bit of extra damage in there with the full auto mode. And the Gladiators now, they're just leaning into this. Now they don't have to go too crazy. Surefour cleans up Otto as he peeks out. And perhaps what Fisher was saying about this man might just be true. Surefour really dishing the damage. And Geggery, again, getting desuited straight into the crosshair.
You know, Fearless goes on in with Otto when they use the Dragon Blade. Dia's there as well. Silk obviously not have to fight the opposing team's Tracer. He's going to be able to dive all the way into the back here on a Dia. This is where you saw Surefour on defense switch over to McCree. Maybe you need to see Dia do that here towards the end.
That infrasite's now been activated, so Surefour can see which spawn door the Dragons are going to be coming from. That makes a big difference when you're trying to stave off or prevent stalls from occurring on this final stretch, but they're very close. The Gladiators, they get across the line, and it will be the clean sweep.